Okay, in this question, what is happening is that there are two tourists, A and B, who are at a distance of 40 kilometers from their camp. So let us start drawing the diagram of this. Imagine there are two tourists, A and B, and both of them are at a distance of 40 kilometers from their camp. Okay, the total distance is 40 kilometers. Now, what is happening is that they have one bicycle and they are going to use it in turn. So what is happening is that first A is going to walk and B is going to bicycle, and after that B is going to walk and then A is going to bicycle. So essentially imagine what happens is that A bicycles from here to here. Let's write cycles. Let's say B bicycles from here to here, then what will happen is that B will leave the bicycle at this point. After this point, now B will walk the remaining way. Meanwhile, what is A is doing that A in the first part will walk on the path, and after it reaches the point in between where B has left the bicycle, A will pick up that cycle and bicycle the remaining part. Now, very important statement which is written here is that both reach the camp together. That's very important to understand. Both A and B will reach the camp together, which means that the total time of journey for A and B has to be same. If the total time of journey of A and B has to be same, what that means is that both of them will cycle for half the time and walk for half the time. That way their total time will be same. Total cycling time for A will be same as cycling time for B. Walking time for A will be same as walking time for B. So they will go to midway. B will cycle for 20 kilometers and walk for 20 kilometers. A will also walk for 20 kilometers and then cycle for 20 kilometers. Now let's say that for A, the time taken for the walking part is T1 and the time taken for the cycling part is T2. What we can do is we can very easily calculate both T1 and T2 with the simple formula time is equals to distance divided by speed. While walking, the time taken is T1, the distance traveled is 20 kilometers, and the speed while walking is 5 kilometers per hour. So we'll write down 5 kilometers per hour. That gives you time for the first part as 4 hours. While cycling, the distance traveled is 20 kilometers and the speed is once again 15 kilometers per hour. So this will just become 4 by 3 hours. Now, what are they asking? They are asking the average speed of each tourist and how long was the bicycle left unused. So first let's calculate the average speed. Average speed. The average speed is going to be the total distance traveled by any person divided by the total time taken. How much is the total distance traveled? That is 40 kilometers. How much is the total time taken? That is 4 plus 4 by 3 hours. That will be 40 into 3 divided by 16 kilometers per hour. That will just give me 3 by 2. Is it 3 by 2? 15 by 2 kilometers per hour. Okay, that's the first part. The second part is how long was the bicycle left unused. So what we need to understand is that if the B starts off with a bicycle, then B will take time t2 first on the cycle and then time t1 during walking. So the time for which the bicycle is unused, time unused, can be written as just the difference of t2 minus t1. Actually, t1 minus t2. Because B leaves the cycle here at t is equals to t2 and A picks it up at t is equals to t1. When you do the sum, it will be 4 minus 4 by 3 hours. That will be equals to 8 by 3 hours.